Picture this. You're lying awake at 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, thinking about that credit card bill sitting on your kitchen counter. Sound familiar? If you're one of the millions of Americans drowning in debt right now, I've got some news for you. You don't have to live this way forever. Today, I'm breaking down the exact system that can help you escape the debt trap using nothing but your regular paycheck. No side hustles required, no selling your kidney on the black market, just a proven plan that works. Let's be brutally honest for a second. Most people in debt will stay in debt for the rest of their lives. Not because they want to, but because they don't know how to break the cycle. Right now, about 64 million Americans have debt in collections. That's constant phone calls, mounting late fees, and the soul-crushing stress of falling further behind every month. But here's the thing that gets me fired up. Every single one of those people has a paycheck coming in. The problem isn't lack of income. The problem is lack of strategy. What I'm about to share with you isn't some get-rich-quick scheme or miracle cure. This is the real deal, a step-by-step system that uses your existing income to systematically destroy your debt faster than you ever thought possible. I've seen people cut their debt payoff time in half using these strategies. Some knock out $20, $30, even $50,000 of debt in less than 2 years, all from their regular paychecks. So, if you're ready to stop making minimum payments forever and start taking control of your financial future, stick around. This could be the video that changes everything for you. The first step might be the hardest thing you'll do all year, but it's absolutely critical. You need to face the brutal truth about your debt situation. I know this sounds obvious, but most people are walking around with their heads in the sand about how much they actually owe. Here's what I want you to do right now. Pause this video if you need to and gather every single piece of debt you have. Credit cards, student loans, car loans, medical bills, personal loans, that money you borrowed from your brother-in-law 3 years ago. Everything. I don't care if it's embarrassing or painful. Ignoring your debt is like ignoring a gas leak in your house and hoping it goes away. For each debt, write down 3 things: the total balance, the minimum monthly payment, and the interest rate. This is your debt reality check. Don't judge yourself for where you are. Just get the facts down on paper. While you're at it, pull your credit report from annualcreditreport.com. You'd be amazed how many people discover old debts they completely forgot about. Maybe an old gym membership that went to collections, or a medical bill that slipped through the cracks. Better to find out now than get blindsided later. Once you have everything laid out, add up your total debt and your total minimum payments. Yeah, it might be a gut punch, but this is the moment everything starts to change. You can't fix what you don't acknowledge. Now that you know exactly what you're dealing with, it's time to choose your attack strategy. There are 2 proven methods for paying off debt, and both of them work. The key is picking one and sticking with it. The first method is called the debt avalanche. This is where you attack the debt with the highest interest rate first, regardless of the balance. Mathematically, this saves you the most money in interest over time. If you're the type of person who gets motivated by spreadsheets and saving every possible penny, this might be your method. The second method is the debt snowball, and this is what I personally recommend for most people. With the snowball method, you pay off your smallest balances first, regardless of interest rate. Why would you do this when it might cost you a few extra dollars in interest? Because debt isn't just a math problem, it's a behavior problem. Think about it this way. If your biggest debt is a $30,000 student loan, how long is it going to take to make a meaningful dent in that balance? Probably months or even years before you see real progress. But if you knock out a $500 credit card in 2 months, you get an immediate win. You feel progress. You get motivated to keep going. That motivation is worth more than the extra interest you might pay. Because motivated people finish their debt payoff journey. Unmotivated people give up and stay in debt forever. Here's how the debt snowball works. List all your debts from smallest balance to largest. Make minimum payments on everything except the smallest debt. Then throw every extra dollar you can find at that smallest debt until it's completely gone. Once it's paid off, take that entire payment amount and add it to the minimum payment of your next smallest debt. That's where the snowball effect comes in. Each debt you pay off gives you more money to attack the next one. Before you move on to actually paying off debt, there's a secret weapon most people don't know about. It's a 5-minute phone call that could save you thousands of dollars. I'm talking about calling your credit card companies and asking them to lower your interest rate. Most people are too intimidated to make this call, but here's exactly what to say. Call the customer service number on the back of your card and say this: "Hi, I'm planning to pay off my credit card debt more aggressively starting next week, and I'd like you to lower my interest rate. I've been a good customer for X years, and other cards are offering me rates that are much lower than what you're giving me. Can you match those rates or do better?" Does this work every time? No. But when it does work, you can often get your rate cut in half. I've seen people go from 27% interest to 14% with one phone call. On a $10,000 balance, that could save you over $1,000 per year in interest alone. Even if it only works 1 out of 3 times, that's still incredible odds for a 5-minute phone call. The biggest mistake people make when trying to pay off debt is relying on willpower. Willpower is garbage. It's like depending on motivation to go to the gym. You're fired up for about 3 days, then you're back to eating pizza on the couch. Instead of relying on willpower, you need to automate your debt payments so they happen whether you feel motivated or not. Here's the system that works. First, set up automatic minimum payments on all your debts so you never get hit with late fees. Next, set up an automatic transfer to send any extra money to your target debt right after each payday. The key is timing these transfers right after you get paid, before you even see the money sitting in your account. Money that sits in your checking account has a way of disappearing into random purchases. Money that gets automatically transferred to debt payments actually pays off your debt. Once the system is set up, your debt shrinks every month without you having to think about it, stress about it, or make decisions about it. The automation does the heavy lifting for you. Now let's talk about finding extra money in your budget without turning your life into a miserable existence. Paying off debt doesn't mean you have to eat ramen noodles for every meal and never leave your house. That's not sustainable, and it's not necessary. What you need to do is find the money you're already wasting and redirect it toward debt payoff. Start with these low-hanging fruit. First, unused subscriptions. Pull up your bank statement and look for recurring charges. Streaming services you forgot about, gym memberships you're not using, software subscriptions that auto-renewed. Cancel anything you're not actively using. Second, overpriced insurance. Call your car insurance and home insurance companies and tell them you're shopping around for better rates. Ask what discounts you might be missing. This one phone call could save you hundreds of dollars per year. Third, impulse spending on food. This is the big one for most people. Look at how much you're spending on restaurants, takeout, and food delivery. I'm not saying never eat out again, but most people can cut this category in half without affecting their quality of life. Meal planning and cooking at home, a few extra nights per week can free up hundreds of dollars per month. Fourth, subscription creep. You know those little charges that show up on your card? The premium version of an app you signed up for 6 months ago? The monthly charge for extra cloud storage you don't need? The magazine subscription you never read? These $5 and $10 charges add up fast. Most people can find at least $300 to $500 per month by going through this exercise methodically. And here's the beautiful part. Every extra dollar you find is a dollar that goes straight to debt payoff, accelerating your timeline dramatically. If you really want to supercharge your debt payoff, don't just focus on cutting expenses. Find ways to increase your income, even temporarily. An extra $300 per month can cut years off your debt payoff timeline. Here are some ways to boost your income using skills you probably already have. If you're good at writing, graphic design, tutoring, or project management, you can freelance in your spare time. Websites like Upwork make it easier than ever to find clients. If you have a car, you can drive for rideshare services or deliver food during peak hours. These aren't glamorous jobs, but they pay well during busy times, and you can do them around your regular schedule. Look around your house for things you can sell. Most people have thousands of dollars worth of stuff they never use. Electronics, furniture, clothes, sporting equipment, books. Turn that clutter into debt payments. If you have a hobby that could make money, explore it. Photography, fitness coaching, tutoring, even dog walking can become income streams with a little effort. The key with any extra income is to resist lifestyle inflation. Every dollar of extra income should go straight to debt payoff. Don't let increased earnings become an excuse to spend more. Stay laser focused on the goal. Paying off debt can feel like watching paint dry if you don't track your progress and celebrate your wins. This is where a lot of people lose motivation and give up. Don't let that be you. Set up a simple tracking system. It could be a spreadsheet, a debt tracking app, or even just a piece of paper on your refrigerator. Update it every week, not just every month. Weekly check-ins keep you engaged and help you catch problems before they derail your progress. Every time you pay off a debt completely, celebrate it. I don't mean go blow a bunch of money on a fancy dinner, but acknowledge the accomplishment. Tell your friends and family, do a little victory dance. You just eliminated a monthly payment forever. That's huge. Make your progress visible. Some people create visual trackers where they color in a chart as they pay down debt. Others put sticky notes on the bathroom mirror with their current debt balance. Find what motivates you and use it. The weekly check-ins serve another important purpose. They help you catch small spending leaks before they become big problems. When you're aggressively paying off debt, those little subscription charges and impulse purchases can really add up. A weekly review helps you spot these issues and fix them quickly. As you're making progress on your debt, you need to be aware of the traps that can derail your efforts and send you right back where you started. I see people fall into these same patterns over and over again. The first trap is looking for quick fixes, like balance transfers. These can be tempting because they offer low introductory interest rates and the promise of easier payments. But here's the reality. Credit card companies are way smarter than you and me. They're not offering you 0% interest out of the goodness of their hearts. Most balance transfer offers come with hidden traps. Miss one payment, and suddenly you're paying retroactive interest at an even higher rate than you started with. Don't pay off the entire balance during the promotional period, and you get hit with deferred interest charges. These offers are designed to keep you in debt, not help you get out. The second trap is keeping the same spending habits that got you into debt in the first place. You can't dig yourself out of a hole while you're still making it deeper. If you're trying to pay off credit cards but still using them for impulse purchases, you're sabotaging yourself. Put your credit cards away. Seriously. Cut them up if you have to. You can't outrun bad spending habits. Focus on living within your means while you're getting out of debt. The third trap is falling for debt consolidation scams. Yes, there are legitimate debt relief options out there, but there are also a lot of companies that will take advantage of desperate people. Be extremely wary of any company that charges high upfront fees, guarantees to eliminate your debt overnight, or tells you to stop making payments to your current creditors. Most of these companies just do things you can do yourself. They'll charge you thousands of dollars to call your creditors and negotiate payment plans. Save your money and do the work yourself. The fourth trap is only making minimum payments forever. This is exactly what credit card companies want you to do. Let me show you how they're making money off your minimum payments. If you have $5,000 on a credit card with 27% interest, and you only make minimum payments, you'll be paying for over 20 years. Over that time, you'll pay more than $15,000 total for your original $5,000 debt. Don't fall for the credit card company's tricks. They'll send you offers to increase your credit limit or special promotional rates. They want you to stay in debt because that's how they make money. Pay more than the minimum every single month, no matter what. Okay, let's say you followed this system and paid off all your debt. Congratulations, you're ahead of most people. But now comes the next challenge, staying debt-free for the rest of your life. A lot of people make that final payment, feel the relief, and then slide right back into old habits within a year or two. Here's how to make sure you never go back into debt again. First, if credit cards were your weakness, consider using the envelope system for a while. This is where you use cash for discretionary spending categories like groceries, dining out, and entertainment. Put the cash in labeled envelopes, and when it's gone, you're done spending in that category for the month. This system forces you to live within your means and eliminates the ability to overspend on impulse purchases. It's like using training wheels until you develop better spending habits. Second, build an emergency fund so unexpected expenses don't force you back into debt. Start small with a goal of $1,000, then work your way up to 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Store this money in a separate savings account where it won't get mixed up with your regular spending money. The easiest way to build an emergency fund is to automate it, just like you did with debt payments. Set up an automatic transfer of $50 or $100 every payday. You won't even miss money you never see. Finally, stay connected with your money. Don't go back to ignoring your finances just because your debt is gone. Keep doing monthly budget reviews. Keep tracking your spending. Keep setting financial goals. The habits that got you out of debt are the same habits that will keep you out of debt. Here's what I want you to remember. Getting out of debt isn't about making huge sacrifices or living like a monk. It's about being intentional with your money and staying focused on your goals. Every debt payment you make is buying your freedom. Every dollar you don't waste on interest is a dollar that can go toward building wealth. The system I just laid out works, but only if you work it. You can't just watch this video and hope things change. You have to take action. Start today by gathering all your debt information and choosing your payoff method. Set up those automatic payments. Find ways to free up extra money in your budget. Most importantly, believe that you can do this. I've seen people in worse situations than yours completely turn their finances around. The only difference between people who succeed and people who stay stuck is action. The plan is simple, but it's not always easy. There will be days when you're tempted to give up. When you see your friends spending money you wish you could spend. When an unexpected expense throws off your timeline. Push through those moments. Remember why you started this journey. Picture your life without debt payments. Imagine having that money available for things you actually care about instead of paying for things you bought years ago. Your debt-free life is waiting for you on the other side of this process. Every payment gets you closer. Every sacrifice is temporary, but the freedom is permanent. You've got this, and your future self will thank you for starting today. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now. Your journey to financial freedom starts with your very next paycheck. Make it count. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button for more financial educational content like this.